I talk to colleagues every single day that are feeling tormented, terrorized by the incessant attacks by Doge and Elon Musk.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your host, Bruce GNT. And for today's video, we're going to go over what's going on with the federal workers, them being let go, Elon Musk's email that he sent over the weekend, Doge, and pretty much we're going to go over this video. We're going to mine it out. We're going to figure out what we can pull from it, and we're going to discuss it together because I have a lot to say about it. So let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in.
Out front now, Letitia Thompson. She's a clinical social worker at the Veterans Affairs Department. And Letitia, I really appreciate your speaking because I know it doesn't come without real risk at this time, but you're choosing to speak out and put a face on this for so many in America. Can I just start with, you were instructed, I know, by your department to reply to that email, which basically said, hey, tell us what you did last week, justify the existence of your job. And we're here up against the deadline for that reply. Have you finished your reply, and what did you say?
I have not finished my reply as of yet. However, I plan on just emphasizing the fact that I have, supported my performance standards and, applied the what is expected of me in my job description.
So when we talk about Doge and the impact, what was your reaction over the weekend when you get this email?
Astonishment. I did not expect to be receiving an email, right? On Saturday, I'm not employed. My tour of duty is not at that time. And of course, I did not check my email to know, but, I did find out through my colleagues and through the news circuit that it was there waiting for me on Monday to respond to by the end of today. Once I saw the content of that email, I found it to be very disrespectful and insulting. The federal workforce goes to work every single day and provide critical services to working families, veterans, seniors, students every single day. We have to actually complete performance standards about every 6 months that accounts for our necessary duties in the federal government. So, it was just clear to me that the email was, yet another scare tactic meant to humiliate, dehumanize, demoralize the federal workforce. And in fact,
So I just wanted her to speak to really get her thoughts out in the first part, because we're going to go through the rest of it, and then I have another video that we can go over together, right? So as you can read the tagline, Veteran Affairs employee, Musk email insulting and disrespectful. We're going to go over that email because I got a screenshot of it. Unless they were given a second email, which was not reported on. I only know about the one. So we're going to go over this email together and see if it's dehumanizing, insulting, disrespectful, because it makes you wonder what was in that email. I'm not going to talk about the Veterans Affairs and, how a lot of people feel toward, the VA, because people have a lot of strong feelings about them. And we, as veterans, have a lot of, we feel a way about the VA. And it's not all negative. There's a lot of veterans that I've talked to, that I've spoken to, that have had not great experiences because we feel like the VA, a lot of the time, they don't really do much for us. I've had maybe 1 or 2 experiences like that where it was just like, okay, I feel like I'm not getting my proper care. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to talk about that in specifics, but just know, me, a veteran's telling you, I'm pretty sure other veterans could vouch for it as well. Not saying the VA is terrible. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that the VA has its moments, especially in certain states and certain cities, where people really feel like they're unheard and the VA is not doing much for them. So, and that's not to say that whatever's going to happen to these people, her in particular, when it comes to their job, losing their job, I'm not vouching for that. I'm just saying that as someone that has to deal with the VA and many others, we're seeing this and we're kind of going, yeah, it's about time. I'll leave it at that. The next point I kind of want to address is, I'm confused. Almost every job, especially in the private sector, you have to do some type of performance review, some type of thing that says what work you've done. Even when I was actually, even when I was in the military, I had a little green book that my corporals, when I first got to the unit, they say, yo, what you do every single day, write it down in the time, and then we'll go over it at the end of the day. And then whenever we would have our is when you talk to your corporal and you're like a junior Marine. I forgot what it's called. I did it for my junior Marines too. I told them like, yo, write down what you do every single day. Cause I want to go over that to really make sure that you're doing work out here, and I'm gonna check it. That's what I remember doing. So I'm confused as to how they feel like this is such a big problem. You know, and then not only that, you say that you do it every 6 months. Okay, cool. Just pull from that. Is it really that hard for you to say what you've done during the week of what's the 5 most important things? Because it's just 5. It's in bullet points. But you know what? Let's not waste any time. Let's jump into that email to really see what was so dehumanizing about it. What was insulting and disrespectful? Give me a second. We have it pulled up right here, okay? Let's go over this line by line because something so traumatic, dehumanizing, and just purely just wrong needs to be dissected properly. What did you do last week? Chilling. Please reply to this email with approximately 5 bullets of what you accomplished last week and CC your manager. Please do not send any classified information, links, or attachments. Deadline is this Monday at 11:59 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time. Did you missed it? Did you see where it was like dehumanizing her? How it was insulting and disrespectful? You didn't see it? It's all there in the email. Yeah. Nothing against this woman and any other federal worker that's complaining about this, because we have more. Good. Now you're gonna get treated like the private sector. Now you're gonna know what it's like for someone to actually look at your work and say, you know what? You ain't really doing work. You're not. Because truthfully, and even when she was describing what she was doing, she was kind of tripping over her words, kind of going, So makes me wonder, like, maybe this is a good thing. Because don't get me wrong, I'm not for Elon Musk, and I know I keep saying that. People are like, oh, but you keep vouching for him. No, I think how he's going about it is kind of stupid in a sense. I think there's another way to go through it. And then not only that, I'm not liking how there's no cohesion when it comes to what's going on with the officials, you know, Kash Patel and then Tulsi Gabbard, because basically they told their people, hey, don't answer that email, don't pay attention to it. But then Elon Musk, also getting backed by the president, is telling them, hey, look, you got to answer this email. So that I don't like, because it shows that, okay, are you guys communicating? Are you guys talking? Do you know what he's really trying to accomplish with Doge? And then what are you trying to do with your people? Why'd you tell him not to answer it? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's two conflicting orders. You know, you have someone that's not an elected official, but he's backed by the president. And then you have someone that is an elected official that is directly in charge of those people that's telling them not to answer it. And you're putting your employees in a compromising situation. I would answer it because it doesn't really hurt to put 5 bullet points. We saw that email. It was pretty clear, cut, and dry. I'm not writing out a novel. I'm doing 5 bullet points saying exactly what I do and essentially how am I important to this organization. Not that hard. But let's keep going.
In fact, you know, we want to go to work every day. We, you know, are accountable to the American public and not to a billionaire.
So President Trump praised the idea of Elon Musk, right? This idea to send the emails. Here's what he said.
What he's doing is saying, are you actually working? And then if you don't answer, like you're sort of semi-fired or you're fired.
And now, you know, we did then learn that agencies were saying, well, that's voluntary for you to respond.
I don't like how they cut off part of what he has to say. If you're going to show the whole thing, show the whole thing. Like, I try to do that whenever I put inserts in my videos. I try to put as much as I can to get the full context.
Onto the actual email itself. But then President Trump also posted a meme which was mocking. It showed a character of SpongeBob SquarePants. And the list of tasks under SpongeBob was, quote, cried about Trump, cried about Elon, made it into the office for once, read some emails, cried about Trump and Elon some more. How do you respond to those, you know, the meme, the statement that's coming from the President of the United States?
Yeah, it's really unfortunate and demoralizing to hear that exactly, because I know.
I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I'm about to sound like Kamala in a second. I don't like Trump. I think he's a funny guy. Truly, I do. What I don't get is how people are so sensitive because, and look, I don't know, maybe because he's the president, people are like, well, he shouldn't do that. Look, all day, every day, these guys are attacking him, and he posts one meme, and people are like, they just not too long had a segment when they were talking about, and they showed the picture of like that AI generated video, cause I seen it, of him sucking on Elon Musk's toes, showing long live the real king or whatever. He posts one meme and people are just like, it's so demoralizing. Oh, my heart can't take it. cry me a goddamn river. Is like I said, I'm not this guy's biggest supporter, but it's like, can we like man up a little bit? Can we woman up a little bit? Can we be for real about this? He posted a meme. Cry me a river.
How hard me and my colleagues work every single day to make sure that the America is running. Essentially, we make sure that mail gets processed and delivery, veterans get the care that they need, protect air and water from corporate pollution. Yeah, and as far as the crying,
Are you really protecting air and water from corporate pollution? I was on that base in Lejeune. I drank the water. If you don't know, look it up. I drank the water. I didn't get sick or anything like that. Well, as far as I know. But I've talked to people that are way older than me that have been suing Lejeune for years. I don't fit within that time frame for some reason, even though I drank the water and my Marines drank the water. And I would tell them every time, I was like, yo, buy bottles of water. It's like, oh, why, Corporal? Because the water here is gonna make you sick. Like it's gonna kill you. I know a lot of people that got sick off of drinking that water. The minute I stopped drinking that water, I was straight. So are you? Because it's only until now that Camp Lejeune, and then I'm guessing their department started really paying attention and say, oh, this water is kind of toxic. Yeah, no shit.
noted in the meme, yeah, this is causing a lot of emotional distress. I talk to colleagues every single day that are feeling tormented, terrorized by the incessant attacks by Doge and Elon Musk.
So we have seen some government workers, when you're actually out here, Letitia, putting your name on it, your face out there, some people have started to speak out. You know, there were TVs at the Department of Housing and Urban Development at HUD that shows a
Yeah, that's the picture right there. So they made a picture of him doing that. He sent a meme, and all of a sudden it's so demoralizing. But I'm gonna shoot off exactly what I gotta say to end this, and then we're gonna jump to another video where another federal worker is basically voicing her concern and her disapproval of what's going on, and we're gonna mine out why that's stupid. You know, instead of sitting up here talking to CNN, how about you work on those 5 bullet points, that you didn't do yet? How about that? Because you would have been done by now. It's not that hard. And I know I sound like I'm coming off kind of harsh on her, but it's like now some federal workers are getting what it's like to be in the private sector, that feeling of being unsure and knowing that no matter how hard you work, you can still get let go. And now they're kind of bitching about it. And it's like, I mean, look, he gave you a second out. I think it's kind of the way he went about it when it comes to giving the second out. It's kind of stupid. I don't think there was proper coordination. But let's jump to this next video so we could really mine out and see just how delusional and out of touch some of these federal workers are.
MT Snyder. She works in the federal government as a field examiner with the National Labor Relations Board. She is speaking with us in her personal capacity, not on behalf of the NLRB. She's also an organizer with the Federal Unionist Network. MT, thanks for being with us. And I just wonder here, first, just tell us about this email and what it was like receiving it and what you all have talked about after getting it.
Sure. I got this email Saturday afternoon, about 3 p.m., and I felt absolutely infuriated getting this email with a demand within 48 hours to provide a response on what I did within the last week or face termination. This is clearly an attempt from Elon Musk to harass and bully and intimidate the federal workforce, which is part of his broader plan to gut the federal workforce.
They have the email right there. That's an intimidating email. That's bullying. Please reply to this email with approximately 5 bullets of what you accomplished last week and CC your manager. 48 hours isn't enough time, I'm guessing. This is so terrorizing. Wow. And I try to come at things a little bit differently with like a little bit of softness, because I understand even though the Marine Corps I went through was vastly different from what they went through in old, the way I might look at things and be like, okay, these people are bitching. They're complaining. They're being babies. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at a lot of this stuff. It's just like, cry me a river. Like, you know what I'm saying? But am I off? Like, let me know in the comments down below. Am I off for just thinking that this is something simple that you could do like in 10 minutes? If that. 10 minutes. That's all it would take. He's asking for 5. He's not asking for a whole 5-page paper, just 5 bullet points. And you're just like, this is too much for me. It really makes me wonder, what do you actually do? And do you know what you do? Because people tell you, you know, what their job is, but do they actually tell you what they do when it comes to like the specifics of it? Like great detail. Do they? Ridiculous.
And privatize public sector services to ensure that corporations like his own can get more profit. And that makes me really angry, and my coworkers as well.
So in your agency, are you replying? How are they advising you to handle this? Because there are some agencies or departments where they're saying, do not reply, or we're going to reply on behalf of groups of people so that you're not doing it individually. What guidance did you get?
At my agency, I am still waiting for guidance. We have not received any guidance yet, and I will not be replying unless I am directed to do so by my agency or by my supervisor.
Do you worry about getting fired because you haven't replied within 48 hours?
Elon Musk has this outside entity sending this email has no legal authority over me. And even in the Office of Personnel Management's own description of this email program, this mass federal email program, all replies are voluntary. So I think this is all a big threat to coerce federal employees. And what we need to be doing right now is speaking up against this and standing against this so that we can get back to our work of serving the American public, so that I can get back to actually doing my job.
So, listen, I know some...
You ain't doing your job right now. You on CNN. Is this the weekend? No, it's not the weekend. She said 48. I'm guessing this is the Monday she's supposed to reply. Aren't you supposed to be at work? This is your lunch? I don't know. Look, my thing is this. Like I said before, maybe I'm coming off a little bit too harsh. Maybe this is harassment. I don't know. It just sounds so weak. It's like, just look, is it going to hurt you to answer it? No. And I'm not on the side of thinking that this is right. I think it's, like I said, the way he's going by is stupid. I don't think this is properly coordinated with the agencies that he's targeting at this point in time. But at the same time, you know, it makes me really wonder, do you not know what you do? Do you not have any accomplishments? Because in the amount of time it would take me to get upset about this and then like go on CNN, I could have done this thing like 10 times already. Because like I said, when I was in the military for 5 years, I had to literally write up what I had to do. And I had to go over what my Marines had to do. And guess what? If the book was a little light during that month or week or whatever, however we were doing well, we went through different transitions how we did it. But be that as it may, guess what? Hey, devil, what you doing? That's what we call Marines. I'm not going to get into all that. What's going on? We even had a scrum board, and we were talking about, hey, look, we write down who's working on what and everything like that, and you see, okay, all right, Johnson's looking a little bit light. Yeah, I got to talk to him. I don't know. Maybe this is bigger than what I know. Maybe this is a bully tactic. I've never been bullied, so I don't know the whole procedures of it all. But we'll let her finish out her little weak-ass statement, and then we'll close out.
Some people looking at this are going to say, well, what's the matter with having to attest for the work that you've done? What's the matter with a proof of performance? What do you say to those folks?
I am totally happy to talk about the work that I do upholding the National Labor Relations Act and ensuring that those who come to the board get justice and their rights are upheld. But I will not do that in a way that violates the integrity or the privacy of my work, of the American people who are...
Cut the bullshit. Look, I worked in a secure space behind an X10 door. Those doors you have to kind of like, you know, enter a code and everything like that. You couldn't have phones, no electronic devices. You get in trouble. And I was dealing with top secret gear and everything like that. You can very well write down what you do in a non-descriptive way without giving away, you know, secrets. You can do that. You can keep it on a need to know basis. It's not that hard, especially if you know your job. I can greatly describe everything I would do on a daily basis without giving away exactly what I'm doing. It's not that hard. So that's, nah, I don't want to hear it. I can't explain my job without giving away. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Serving. We don't just serve the billionaires and the rich and the wealthy, right? We serve everyone. So that's why myself and other members of the Federal Unionist Network are speaking out. We're sharing the stories of the services we provide to the American public. And we need the public to stand with us in this fight to ensure that our government continues to function and continues to provide these services that we all rely on. So I encourage everyone to join us by visiting go.savepublicservices.com.
Nope. I want to know the brass tacks. I don't want to know specifically what you do, but I want to know and make sure that the tax dollars that I'm paying you are going, to do something well. Because guess what? I've said it many times on this channel. I know what the military spends, and that's just the Marine Corps. We get this shitty gear. Like, the stuff that we get is like the leftovers from the Army and the Navy. Like, they like, we don't want this shit anymore. You take it. And I know we spend money on nonsense. It's like a running joke that if there's a screw that costs like 2 cents, the Marine Corps or the federal government is gonna pay like $2 for it because someone just puts $2 on. They go, yeah, this makes sense. That's like the running joke. My veterans, my military members, comment down below. You already know. If you worked in that type of job, you know. So that's why for me, I hear all this hogwash. I'm just like, look, I know some of y'all are just sitting back, not doing much of anything and just collecting a paycheck. I know that for a fact. I know. Not every single last one of you is hardworking. Not every expense that you guys have is absolutely needed. There are some nonsense spending and expenditures that is going on behind closed doors. And I want to know about it. So, MT Snyder, cool last name. I want to see your email. I want to see exactly what you do. My bad. Maybe I'm being an asshole, but I'm just being honest. That's what I want to see. But to close out, look, I already said it. The way Elon Musk is going about it this second time around, because apparently this is like their last saving grace, I think he could have gone about it a little bit differently. I think he should talk to, the people like Tulsi Gabbard and, Kash Patel and basically figure out, hey, look, this is what I'm going to plan to do. How do you feel about that? Get the temperature of the room, because if you have two of the people that you're working with essentially, or working adjacent with essentially, telling their people, hey, look, ignore that shit, that creates discourse. That creates issues. So there was a better way to go about it. Not my monkeys, not my circus. I don't really give a damn. I'm just giving my opinions on it. But besides that, look, it's a 5-bullet point email. Just send it off. Send it off. Just do what you gotta do, and then you'll be done with it. And then, whew, you're gonna be like, damn, that was so easy. It's gonna take you 5 minutes. Trust me, it's not that hard. But I don't know. Maybe I'm off. You guys know the drill. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment down below. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if I'm off. Tell me if this is like bullying 101 and I'm just missing it, because I don't see the big issue. And subscribe if you want more, because I'll be making sure to keep my eye on this, because I just haven't made any videos about it. I'm just trying to make sure I get all the information that I can. So yeah, that's it for now. Peace.